I want you to stop for a second. Not scroll. Not skip. Stop. Because I'm about to tell you something that took me 74 years, 3 broken relationships, 1 heart attack, and the death of my best friend to finally understand. You are exhausted. Not because you haven't achieved enough. Not because you're lazy. Not because life dealt you a bad hand. You are exhausted because you have been at war with yourself every single day, and you don't even know it. My name is Robert. I'm 74 years old, and I wasted most of those years fighting a battle I could never win because I was fighting the wrong enemy. Sit with me for a few minutes. What I'm about to tell you, I wish someone had told me at 25. Here is a question nobody asks you, and I want you to really sit with it. When was the last time you were proud of yourself? Not for what you did, but just for who you are. Take your time. Think about it. Most people I ask, they go quiet. Because the answer is, they can't remember. Or maybe they never have been. That's not weakness. That's not a personal failure. That's what this world did to you. From the time you were small, somebody was telling you, work harder, be better, be more, be different. And somewhere along the way, you believed that who you already were wasn't enough. That belief, that one little seed, it becomes the engine of your entire life. Let me tell you about my father. He was a quiet man, worked the same job for 31 years, never complained, never asked for anything. And when he died, I was 29 years old. The funeral home was half empty. I stood there looking at those empty chairs, and I made a decision. A silent, burning decision. That will not be me. People will know my name. People will fill those chairs. People will see that I mattered. So I chased it. God, I chased it. I built a business. I made money. I collected titles and handshakes and rooms full of people who said my name with respect. And when my own mother was dying, in a hospital 2 hours away, I was in a boardroom, closing a deal, because the deal couldn't wait. She died at 4:17 in the afternoon. I found out at 6:30 when the meeting was over. The deal closed. My mother did not see my face. I have never told anyone that before today. I kept going after that. What else do? You keep going. And I got everything I said I wanted. The house, the name on the building, the retirement party with 200 people in a banquet hall. And I drove home that night, alone, and I sat in my driveway for 45 minutes. Just sat there, because I didn't know what I was going home to. The marriage had quietly fallen apart years earlier. My kids were grown and polite and distant, and the feeling I had been chasing my entire life, the feeling of being enough, of mattering, of being safe, it wasn't in that banquet hall. It wasn't in the award on my wall. It wasn't anywhere I had looked. I had built a very impressive life, and I had almost no idea who was living it. That is when it hit me. All of it, the grinding, the proving, the sacrificing, I wasn't doing it for success. I was doing it to outrun a feeling I had carried since I was a boy watching my father be invisible. I didn't want success. I wanted to feel like I was worth something. And that is something no promotion could ever give me. I know 2 kinds of old men. The first kind, still angry, still scorekeeping. My neighbor Howard is 81 years old, and he is still furious that his brother got more inheritance in 1987. 37 years ago, he brings it up at dinner. His wife changes the subject. His kids stop calling. Howard has a big house and a miserable heart. And the worst part? He doesn't see it. He thinks the problem is still outside of him. He is still waiting for the world to make it right. The second kind, they have something different. My friend Desmond is 80 years old, lives in a small apartment, has bad knees, doesn't travel, doesn't have much. But when you sit with Desmond, you feel something, a stillness, like he arrived somewhere a long time ago and decided to stay there. I asked him once, "Desmond, what's your secret?" He looked at me and said, and I have never forgotten this, "Robert, I stopped asking life to be different, and I started actually living the one I had." That's it. That's the whole thing. The people who are at peace are not the ones who got more. They are the ones who stopped needing more to be okay. You want to know what real freedom feels like? I'll tell you exactly what it feels like. It's not a number in a bank account. I know people with more money than they could spend in 3 lifetimes, trapped, anxious, constantly afraid of losing it. Real freedom is when someone insults you and you don't need to defend yourself because you already know who you are. Real freedom is when you can sit in a quiet room, no phone, no noise, no distraction, and be completely okay with the person who's there. Real freedom is making a mistake and saying, "Yeah, I got that wrong," without it meaning you are wrong, without it meaning you are broken. Most people never get there. They spend their whole lives managing their image, protecting their ego, performing strength they don't feel. That is the exhaustion I'm talking about. That performance, every single day, pretending you have it together because God forbid anyone sees that you don't. The bravest thing I ever did was finally admit, out loud, to myself, I don't have it together. I am scared. I have always been scared. And I am enough anyway. I was 71 years old when I said that for the first time. 71. Don't be me. Please. So here's what I am asking you to do. Not tomorrow. Right now. Say this. Out loud if you can bear it. I am enough. Not when I get there. Not when I prove it. Right now, as I am enough. It will feel like a lie the first time. Say it anyway. And the second time. And the third. Because you have spent decades believing the other story. Give the true one a fighting chance. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too much or too little or too late. You are a person with wounds and gifts and one life. And that life is happening right now. Not when you lose the weight. Not when you fix the relationship. Not when you finally feel ready. Now, I'm 74 years old. I buried my mother without saying goodbye. I watched my marriage quietly go cold. I sat alone in a driveway on the night everyone was celebrating me. And I am telling you, from the other side of all of it, the thing you are looking for is not out there. It was never out there. It is already inside you. You just have to stop running long enough to let yourself find it. If someone in your life is grinding themselves into dust trying to prove they are enough, send them this. They need to hear it. And tell me in the comments, what are you still running from? What would change if you let yourself stop today? I'll be reading every one.